So what have we got?
Mr. C. Montgomery Squirrel, Esquire, local property developer.
And how did he die?
We're not sure. It seems he was shot, strangled, stabbed, and then drowned.
Seems he was a real hard nut to crack.
He was discovered this morning by a Miss Timid Tess, student worker here at St Marks. We've got all the suspects lined up. Who would you like to start with?
Let's start with the student worker.
Ma'am, I'm Detective Victor, this is Detective Hugo.
How did you know the deceased?
I hated him. I wanted to kill him.
Sorry, what was that?
I didn't know him at all. I wouldn't have wished to harm a hair on his head. He was adorable.
I don't think there's anything here. There's no need wasting this lovely woman's time any longer. She is the very first person we've interviewed, and I'm sure it wasn't her.
Clearly nothing to be learned here. Let's go and interview the other suspect. This is Detective Victor, I'm Detective Hugo. Tell us about your loss, madam.
Excuse me. Thank you. He was prime candidate for the next world, not one for this world.
Can you tell us about the last time you saw him?
Yes, it was last night. We were having dinner in a restaurant in Broomhill, actually. The Balti King, the King of the Orient, the noble of Maharajas.
What happened, ma'am?
We had a meal at Balti King. We sat near the back, near the kitchens. But she was there as well, that little floozy who was trying to steal my Monty. I hated her, and I hated him for falling for her. I wanted him dead.
Sorry, what was that?
I mean, I was a little upset, but I still loved him.
Thank you, ma'am. That'll be all. So, your father
is dead? Yeah, glad. I know what was coming to him. Now into the dead, I don't care who knows.
Sorry, what was that?
I loved him dearly, as only a son can.
What is your recollection of last night?
I was in the pub with Mike. You know, mad machete wielding Mike, the maniac murderer. We were having a chat when Dad came storming in, all pointy ears, waving his tail around like he owned the place. There was some argument between him and Mum. She was trailing behind, looking like thunder. Then he had a go at Mike, who really is the sweetest man. He threatened Mike with something over her, showed him something. Mike turned white and left the pub.
Ma'am, can you confirm that you are the mistress of Montgomery C. Squirrel, Esquire?
Might be. Are you looking for a lady? A lady who could sell you a good time?
Yeah.
No.
I am.
Oh.
Could you tell us about your whereabouts last night?
I was nowhere near any tub of water. I know nothing of his murder.
We never said he was murdered.
Well, I had dinner with him in the Balti King. He was there with his wife. He was supposed to leave her for me, but she kept dragging him back. I hated him for that.
Enough to kill him?
Yes.
Really?
No.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Don't call me on Mondays. I'm playing for the church football team.
Mad Mike?
Who's asking?
Broomhill, CSI. Victor Hugo. We'd like to ask you a few questions about last night. The night Mr. Montgomery C. Squirrel, Esquire, was murdered.
Yeah, that little runt was on to me for some gambling debts. Said I owed him about 3,000 knicker. Well, I ain't made of money. I kept asking him to be lenient and let me off, didn't I, Governor? Well, he wasn't having it. Said it would have to be that night or nothing. Kinda lucky that he's dead. Ain't it? I mean, I hated him. I really hated him. And I really wanted to murder him. Maybe with a knife. I haven't really decided.
Really? Would you? Could you? Did you?
You know, my nickname isn't entirely accurate.
How so?
Well, Ferdinand de Saussure's notions of language presuppose a distinction between the signifier on one hand and the signifier on the other. The authentic or real is understood to be hidden or disguised, while the surface phenomena, the facade, is actually an inauthentic distortion or arbitrary offshoot of an underlying truth.
We're arresting you for the murder of Montgomery C. Squirrel.
You can say whatever you like. We won't be listening. Well, that's that. Case solved. Job well done.
What about forensics? Did they show anything up?
I'll give them a call. Hello? Did you find anything out? You found jam on the body?
Well, the wife was eating jam when we interviewed her.
Hello? Apparently they also found tea on the body.
Tea? Can't stand the stuff. I only drink creme de menthe. My son, on the other hand, always has a cup on the go. He even drinks it in pubs.
Hello? Apparently they found a feather boa near the body.
A feather boa? What kind of person do you think I am? The mistress always wore a feather boa.
Such a gentle touch. Excuse me? I'll just get my neck over.
A knife? Apparently there was a knife near the body.
I'd never use knives. I'd much rather use something like arsenic. Mad machete wielding Mike, the maniac murderer, would use knives.
You asked me why? It was a f***ing squirrel! It spread disease! And forces the domestic bred squirrel out of areas that usually inhabit!
Job well done. Let's go.
Oh!